Joining us right now to discuss this issue is Professor Udenta, who is the founding National Secretary, Alliance for Democracy. Prof, it's good to see you.
Thank you, Bobo. At least the last time you were in Lagos, hibernating. I'm happy you are back to us in Abuja
Prof,
here.
I've been back a long time.
I know, because I have not been here for long.
I have been back a long time.
Sure.
But, this issue of zoning, by now, shouldn't the people in the ivory towers be helping us out with this particular issue? Because it does look like politicians are making a mess of it.
We get there in terms of, reconstructing the Constitution or retooling it. The text of the Constitution by, those who have the mandate to do so, maybe with input from those from the ivory tower, the scholars, the intellectuals, the opinion holders, to help them get there. We've gotten so many things right in terms of inclusion or inclusivity. That is what is a basic civic foundation of democratic governance in a plural society like ours. When it comes to zoning, actually zoning is a method of restraint. It's a moral restraint. It's not a constitutional matter for now. But the idea is that I have the power and the number to take it all. But I should be morally restrained in terms of that kind of sense of forbearance, that the rest of the country or different parchments of the geographies of a country may not have that demographic ability to take it too. But then if you do zoning, include everybody in the mix. But zoning doesn't repress efficiency or, or effectiveness or experience or depth. Take my village, for example. It's a very small village in Enugu State. We have close to 30 professors in the village. More than maybe 50, 70 doctorate holders, engineers. So we can actually form a cabinet, one village. So anybody who tells you that zoning restrains ability to get the best in the country, it's not true. Everywhere in the country, you have people who are competent and qualified. What matters is when the party deploys the instrument of zoning, like PDP has done now, they must search for the best in order to actualize the potentials of a nation. Yeah. My practical comment on this is this. I'm not a member of any of the parties, including PDP, Labour, ADC, APC, etc. But I'm very close. The number of the key players. One of my very good friends in politics today is the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed. And let me deposit it here, and the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. He called me one day, we had a conversation. He said, Udenta. I said, yes, and he said, I can go for the presidency in 2027. I'm immediately qualified. I tried 2023. I didn't get there. This time I may get there, or at least come near enough there. Who knows? But I'm not going to do it because it is the turn of the South. It's a sacrifice we have to make, those of us in the North, in the party, in order to have the South, produce the presidency. So if that happens, the implication is that I will sacrifice my own ambition, which I can realize, for the greater good, not only of the party, but of the country. If in 2023 we had a certain guy, the president of the country today, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a president. And then in 2027, the idea is we should have a certain president, but not him. That's my take. It should be some other person may do better than him. Therefore, let us lead the party, that we are rebuilding, reconstructing out of the chaos of this, and disaster and disorder, with a lot of quistlings, destroying it. Let us rebuild this party and position it to allow a Southern in 2027 to take this slot in 2031. They've guided the party to that. They've had a neck meeting. They pronounced that the power has shifted to the South. That's an important contribution to our national democratic journey.
But there is a very big question, which is now, is it not too late? Because now we're beginning to see will-be presidential candidates or aspirants are saying, oh, you heard Mr. Peter Obi, I'll only do one term. Perhaps in silent recognition of that unspoken arrangement.
Absolutely.
And then you are now saying the PDP, there have been talks about whether or not President Goodluck Jonathan should come back, because that is one person everyone knows is constitutionally barred to do more than one term should he decide to run again. Okay. And so there are questions as to whether this is too late for the PDP to be decided.
No, it's not too late. Next, on this show and many other shows, I announced publicly, and I want to be disputed, that Mr. President and his team panicked. That's why they jumped the gun in terms of the transition to 2027. Presidential primaries will be held almost a year from now. From June, July next year, maybe nudging to August next year. That is one solid year. PDP is holding a convention mid-November. From that mid-November to the end of the year, the party should put its house fully in order. Rebuild itself, a new NWC, and the party is going to be ready for the next 6 months to begin that search for who's going to be his candidate. The primary election is not tomorrow. It is not 2 months' time. It is almost 10, 11 months' time.
So the party is not so late.
It's not too at all.
Let me quickly get Ayo to come in here. Ayo, a quick question for me.
Well, very quick question, Marco. Thank you. So Prof, how much do you think a presidential campaign, presidential candidate or a president can achieve in 4 years? If you say that, you know, at a time when we want expedited development without continuity?
Okay, now the question is actually an intriguing one. It speaks to maybe a sense of, disconnect between one government and the other, and one regime and the other. In a sense of continuity, it doesn't matter whether you spend 4 years or 8 years, or even 12 years. The idea is that if you have solid programs that impact one on the life of the people, the next president, irrespective of party, should actually take it from where you stopped. You know, the good program on poverty alleviation. I don't know why a new president will come and say, oh, he's because from my party, I don't love the policy on poverty alleviation. 4 years is enough for you to start something solid, to build a momentum. If it is possible to destroy in 2 years, it is equally good to build in 2. In essence, as we say in our place, it is eye you take to see a corn that has ripened. You don't need to touch it. 6 months is enough for people to feel part of a government. 1 year is solid enough to do that. Understanding that if the party the president represents wins the next election, he'll continue, whoever is the president, continues from where the last president stopped. Even if another party takes power, I'm sure that what Buhari tried to do was not to dismantle the entirety of Jonathan presidency in terms of program and policies. He would not have done very well. I'm not sure what the current president is doing is dismantling everything the last president did. There's a certain level of continuity. He even said it during the campaign. Are we continuing from where Buhari stopped? Maybe in a better format. I don't know whether it is better. In essence, 4 years is good enough for a president to announce an arrival that is going to be impactful on the life of a generation.
Well, Prof, we're out of time.
I know.
Sadly. We will certainly bring you back, and we will certainly give you more time when we do so. We have to thank you for coming.
No problem. I'll always be here.
Professor Udenta is the founding National Secretary, Alliance for Democracy.